Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I've been thinking of ideas for these more talking videos to do, some ideas to throw out there and see what others think of them. All comments and feedback is welcome on these. And one thing that's been tossing around my mind lately that I thought would make a good discussion video is, well, the video is called Nothing's Personal / Everything's Personal. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I'm 27 now, and I've worked lots of different kinds of jobs before, met all kinds of different interesting people, and done quite a few things. But when I think back, so I feel like I've learned this. What I'm talking about isn't as much of a thing. I wouldn't call it a problem, but it isn't as much of a thing for me anymore as I've gotten to learn some of the more nuances of life. Learned the way that things work a little bit better and whatnot. But when I was like 18, 19, and I was first walking into the work world and, having my first jobs and things like that, one of the main criticisms, and instructive criticisms, by the way, this wasn't like anybody was being, what do you want to call it, intrusive or anything like that. These were instructive criticisms. Was they would say, Kirk, you have to learn to stop taking things so personally. And being the sort of philosophically minded person, if that's a word or sentence, I don't know, but somebody who likes to take different ideas and think about them and add to them and come up with my own and whatnot, things like that, I couldn't help but always sort of think deeper about this and believe that there's more to it than just that. So what I've came to believe is that nothing's personal, yet at the very same time, everything is personal. And I'm going to elaborate on that more. So let's start with nothing's personal. So a lot of times when somebody says this to you in an instructive way, what their meaning is if somebody's sort of rude to you at work, or somebody kind of goes about something in a way that you believe has some sort of inference to it, or is this not the right way to have spoken to you or gone about something, whatnot. Or if you're out in the public, you're at a busy store or mall, or just a street or something like that that's busy, all kinds of different people doing different things for different reasons, and somebody does something that you don't like, or says something that you don't like, or just like I said, goes about something in some sort of way that you feel has an inference of it towards you. It's a very positive thing to not take those things personal, because 9 times out of 10 they're not. The person at work, for one, you don't know what's going on in their life outside of work, and you have no idea what sort of pressure they could be under. I mean, usually this is somebody who's higher in the chain than you, so you have no idea really what's going on with the people that's higher up than them, and what sort of pressure they're under, and what sort of time and money constraints they're being told to abide by. So when they say something that you don't like, or go about something in a way that you don't like, it isn't always a personal dig towards you as a human being, or your character, or your personality, or anything like that. Same thing when you're on that busy street, or in the busy shopping mall, or whatever. It's most likely not anything personal to you. Again, you have no idea what's going on in any of these people's lives around you, and what sort of stress and pressure they're under, and what sorts of things they have to get done that day, or what sort of mission they're on, per se, right? So it's usually not, again, personal to you as a human being or your character, your personality, anything like that. It's just, the pressure that somebody else was under, and they might even be acting as civil as they possibly can in that situation, but they're not in the mind frame to maybe be at their best or speak to somebody with the best level of respect that they could under different circumstances, right? So it's not personal in that sense. But it also is very personal at the same time, because there is somebody on the job site who is higher than that person, or who is equal to that person, that the person who spoke to you in a certain way would not speak to you the same way, because, as I said, that person is either higher than them or at the same level than them, so they're either under, the person that is above them is either under more pressure or has more influence on the situation, and the person that's equal to them is under the equal amount of pressure. So whether things are stressful or not, they will be more civil with that person due to the position that they hold. And same thing when you're out in the public. I mean, that was you, and it wasn't personal to you that this person said that or went about your interaction with them in this certain way. But it is personal in the sense that there is somebody out there that has a commanding presence, that has charisma, that has confidence, that has more strength than you, whatnot, etc., all sorts of different things, that person would think twice about acting that way towards, regardless of whatever pressure they're under. But it's not you. People are always sizing each other up in a lot of ways. They're guessing and estimating where somebody's at, what kind of personality type they have, how they're most likely to react to this, that, and the other, and they're constantly trying to read what sort of vibe somebody's giving off. And so generally, if somebody behaved a certain way towards you, it's because they thought or felt or know something about you or seen something about you that they either knew or were pretty sure that they could get away with acting that way towards. This is the same on a job site, out in the public, whatever, anything like that. So in that sense, it is personal. Now, I think most people that say don't take things personally are right, and I think it's very healthy, because if you're going around taking everything personally, then you're going to be very bitter all the time. You're always going to be angry about the way somebody acted towards you. You'll probably have shoulder pain from having a chip on your shoulder all the time, and your emotions will be all screwed up because you'll be constantly going through a mixture of hurt feelings, angry emotions, just all sorts of different negative. There'll be a lot of different negative vibes rolling around in your emotional center, which is not good at all for your quality of life. So I think it's very healthy to sort of take the approach of not taking things personally. And so I'm not advocating that you always think of things personally, but I just want to throw some philosophical thoughts out there, because I have thought of this quite a lot. It branches into all sorts of aspects of life. I mean, even take dating, for example. You decide to, you like a girl and you kind of know her or whatever, so you decide to go up to her and say, hey, I was thinking we should go for a drink sometime, or we should go for coffee, we should hang out. Or you should have say, hey, I kind of like you, we should get together sometime. Whatever your approach is, everybody's different. Some people are more bold, some people are more passive and polite and whatnot. But whatever your approach is, doesn't matter in the sense that it'll hold some influence on the other personality type that you're asking out and how they will react. But it doesn't matter as much in the sense as that maybe they say, oh, I just recently got out of a relationship, and I'm not really, I'm emotionally not there to, you know, try to take on another one. Or they might say something like, you know what, I'm very overwhelmed and overburdened at work and some things that are going on in my family life and whatnot. I'm not really in the frame of mind to go out and, you know, get to know somebody else or meet new people. Maybe sometime down the road, but, you know, I'm not there right now. There's some other things I have to deal with. And so that, for the most part, you can believe people. I mean, that's true. Um, for the most part, that's true, and it's not personal, as they said. They're saying maybe another time if it's still available, or maybe if it were a different time, but not right now, as I have some other things to deal with. So again, that might not be entirely, it might be partially, but it's not entirely personal to, you know, you and your personality and how you look and all those sorts of things. What they're saying to you could be very true, and um, it's not personal in that sense. But it's also very personal in a different way too, because especially if you're in a city, especially if you're in a small town, even more. Or that I said that wrong. If you're in a city, like 100%, what I'm gonna say is true. And if you're in a smaller town, it's still gonna be very, very true. As there is most likely a man within walking distance of you, and I'm being a bit bold by saying that, but within the town or city that you're in, that is so good looking, so charismatic, just has such a good positive overall vibe to them, that's really good at making people feel comfortable, and is confident enough to say what they like and don't like in a way that doesn't come across trashy or greasy or rude or mean or anything like that. That woman will most likely drop, even if it is true, they will most likely drop all of that stuff that they said to you about not being in the right frame of mind and whatnot to go out with somebody or try to take on another relationship, because they'll be so instantly attracted to and instantly respect and view this man as high value, high status, and you know, just more of a worthwhile investment to say they have some stuff going on in their family life, or they were just out of a relationship not long ago, they still got some emotional baggage from it. They'll be like, okay, so you asked the girl out, and you weren't, you might be okay under different circumstances, but you're not worth neglecting the stuff that you have to deal with, and fully healing your emotional baggage to go out with you. But the other guy, that, as I just mentioned, is so high value that he's considered more of a worthwhile investment, to the point where she will drop. It's a better proposition, so she will drop her healing process of her past relationship, or drop the need to figure out some things at home first and whatnot, in order to go with the high value guy, because he's somebody who is confident enough that could potentially, you know, help out a lot in the situation, and even if not, he's worth the investment of falling behind in some other things in order to take him on. So in that sense, it is personal to you, right? And I mean, there's all kinds of examples that you can come up with. Another way I was sort of thinking of adding into it is, say, like the real estate market or something like that. I mean, when people are born, they're put into the world, and whatever sort of situations they have to go through, and whatever ends up happening to them is just what happens. And I think, you know, for the most part, people as a whole, there are some people that don't want to see you make it, but that's for other reasons. But for the most part, human beings want to see their fellow human beings making it and becoming successful and doing great things. I truly do believe that, but there's no, you just have to make your own way and do your own things and go about life as close to your interests and your heart and your way of looking at things as best as you can in the sort of frenetic world that we live in. But so again, it's not personal in the sense that the example I'm about to make with the real estate market. Have you noticed that single people, particularly, as well as couples that have been together for a long time that aren't married and don't have children, are sort of, I mean, if they have the money, they can buy a place or whatever. There's no, as long as the money's there, it's fine. But they aren't advertised towards, like whenever you see a real estate commercial that is advertising, oh yeah, I live here on the Sunshine Coast, Gibson's, and it's like, oh yeah, waterfront home for sale, whatnot, or anywhere. It doesn't have to be a particular place. Whenever you see some sort of ad for this house that's for sale, or the excellent opportunities for real estate in an area, and they have a commercial that goes along with it, who do they always show? They always show the couple with kids, right? They have the family, the whole family scene, right? And the area is a perfect area to raise the kids, and they can go run along the beach and all that kind of stuff with the dog and whatnot, and it's an easy commute to the city, or they'll show the dad goes to his work or his office or something, and it's not a far drive from the house, and maybe the wife's a teacher or something like that, and there's a school not far down the road that she's teaching at, and they sort of romanticize this whole thing, right? But when do you ever see a real estate commercial with a single guy who just bought a house, and maybe he likes to hike, or he likes to snowboard or something like that, and he's at this, so he's got this house, and there's some emotional video montage of him. He's nearby a hiking trail, and he's up there hiking up to the top of the viewpoint, looking at the sunset. He's all happy, or he's got his snowboard on his back, and there's a ski hill or a snowboard hill, whatever, not far from where he lives, and he's heading up there, and he's having a good time on his snowboard after he just bought his house. It's in the perfect location for him. Or when do you ever even see that much? You might see more of this option that I'm going to bring up, but you might see more of that, but still you don't see very much of it with the couple that doesn't have children, and they're just happy buying a house and whatnot in the whole work. So that is just how the world works, and it's nothing personal to anybody in particular. I mean, I think everybody, there's the way that nature works, and the even in the animal kingdom, the animals that are the most fit and have taken the plunge to raise offspring and whatnot are the most protected within the pack or the herd or whatnot. And humans are the same. We are part of the animal kingdom at the same time. We are exactly the same way, and it's nothing personal. I think everybody wants to see people make it in some sort of way. They want to see their business do well. They want to see their fellow human beings. They want to see their business do well. They want to see them create offspring and raise great children. They want to see them find love and be in a good relationship. They want to see them have a nice house and all of that kind of stuff, right? Like, there are some individuals that have problems that don't want to see other human beings experience those things, and that's due to other mental setbacks that one comes to develop in life. But I think for the humanity on the whole wants to see their fellow humans do well in these sort of aspects. So when you see these commercials, it's nothing personal at all. I'm sure everybody, all the real estate people, everybody the filmmakers that make those commercials, the actors that are in them, from like the whole works, everything from the coffee boy on the set to make that commercial, to the director, to the cameraman, to the real estate people that are talking on it, everything. If you were to ask them, would like to see anybody that they interact with or any stranger they happen to come across in the town that's a good person, they want to see them, you know, in the position that they're presenting on the commercial. So, you know, so the fact that the fact that they're still prioritizing the family people and that, and sort of catering more to them, isn't personal to anybody. But at the same time, it is personal in the sense that there's a natural, this isn't even a human-created thing, there's a natural order to nature that prioritizes people and things that create offspring and raise the next generation. So they are actually playing within the parameters and playing the game of nature by prioritizing those people, because that's what the world needs, and that's what nature is always intended. So again, it's nothing personal to you, but if you're not in that situation, it is also personal, because there's a slight inference in there that, yeah, we hope you make it, but if you're not, we're not going to make any motivational real estate commercials for you as the single guy or the single woman or the couple that doesn't have children and doesn't have a dog and all that kind of stuff. We're not going to encourage you to move to our small town. We're not gonna beam the motivational videos and the what would you call it, advertisements towards you, because you most likely don't have the money, and if you do, then that's great, we'll let you buy one of the places or whatever, but we're not going to interview you for our advertisements or our commercials, because that's not really what the town needs. We need family people that are going to bring up the next generation to hopefully make the town better or keep it just as good as it is. Right? So I won't blab too much longer on that, but just think about that for a while. It's as I said, it's healthy not to take things too personally, and it's very healthy to not take things personally, and it's very healthy to not live in resentment or hate or anger or jealousy, anything like that. But at the same time, it is good to think about things deeply and have some philosophical thoughts in your head about the way the world works in a lot of ways. So I hope that was informative to you in some way, shape, or form. Just think about it, come up with your own ideas about it, and like I said, all ideas and comments are welcome in the section down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Kirk Prosick. Please come back for more.